My name is Mary Oyieke. I'm a cancer warrior. Right now I'm trying to fight for the voice of people who have cancer to be heard. But I make soft cushions.
And briefly take us back to the moment when you found out that you had cancer. What was going through your mind then?
Before I even read the results, I knew there was a possibility that it was going to be positive. I have had many relatives die from various types of cancer. My brother died as well. And in that moment, I just knew that when the doctor did the biopsy, I had a feeling that it was going to be positive. I went to the hospital with my children and my sister. My daughter opened the envelope. She read it. She Googled. And she was like, yeah, it was ductal carcinoma, stage 2. And it is cancerous. But I was like, okay, fine. It's happened. We went, sat at a restaurant, ate some good food as we strategized on what we were going to do. So I didn't really think of the whys and the wherefores. I was just like, okay, fine. God has dealt, this has been dealt to me. I just need to know how to go forward with it. Yeah.
And looking back, knowing that you had actually lost some relatives to this disease, and then you're told that you have the same. Were you scared?
Not really. Not really. Because some have pulled through. So for me, it wasn't, the thought of dying is in everybody's mind, but no, I didn't think that it would kill me because it was stage 2, it was early. Again, we Googled. So, it was, I had a feeling I would conquer it. Yeah.
And going through the treatment, what were some of the challenges that you went through?
Every 21 days, chemo. Before chemo, you have to do what they call blood work. They have to check your creatinine, your liver, your white and red blood cells, and to make sure that your body can cope with the chemo treatment because it's rough, it's very rough. Now, I am petrified of needles since I was little. For me, it was a war. When I was little, to be injected, so that was an absolute challenge. And then through the treatment, your body reacts, you lose your hair, all the hair follicles in your body, all open up, even those ones on your knuckles and your toes, and your eyelashes, yes, and the ones in your nose, all of them fall off. So then you're more susceptible to infections because God is an artist, really, because you think, the nose in my hair. When you lose it is when you realize how quickly you can catch a cold and how quickly dust, even your ears, how quickly things can enter your body, whereas the hairs are to protect you from anything and everything, infections and everything. Another challenge was that your immunity goes to absolutely 0. So you pick up any and every. Your relatives come to see, and everybody wants to come and visit you because you're unwell, but they come with whatever, you pick it. So I got what the doctor suspected was COVID, but was mild, and I was sick. And imagine in between chemo treatment, and you have what looks like COVID. What else? You have other physical challenges. You're susceptible to vomiting and to having a runny stomach as a reaction to the meds. You get very tired, especially the first 48 hours after every chemo. Really just because they give you antihistamines. So for you to be able to not react to the chemo medicine. So you're pumped full of basically steroids, and it really leaves you very drowsy. I drove myself, I think, to the 2nd and 3rd chemo session. After that, I couldn't drive because then neuropathy, which is the inability to feel the toes and the fingers, checked in. Then it becomes a bit dangerous to drive, so I had to do the taxi. And it was in the middle of COVID, so you cannot do public transport, so I had to do a cab everywhere. Everybody's body reacts differently. what happened was, after the first chemo, ginger, my body just refused ginger till today. Today I can eat it, but not keenly. And then your body reacts again, but different to different people. There are certain foods that your body just says, thank you, we are done. So, you know, you have to watch out for all of those. You have to eat right. You have to watch a lot more things that everybody else takes for granted in their day-to-day. Yeah.
And Mary, you witnessed your body change because of medication and cancer. That must have been emotionally draining.
Not really. I put on weight. Whereas other people really become small, I put on weight until a guy I thought, a former colleague I thought was my friend, was like, is Mary really sick? Because, you know, why is she putting on weight when everyone else gets skinny? The change in the body, it's more the effects of the medicine that worry you more than anything else, because it really, the medicine is strong. Yes, yeah.
And why do you think other people go through that difficult treatment process?
It depends. The biggest challenge would be finance. Now, you test for cancer. You have no money, you have no job. You're not sure your family is going to come through for you, or your family doesn't have the finances to come through for you. What do you do? It's really, I think that is the center of the major challenge that people in this space go through. And then it rolls over to other challenges. If your body is already going through stuff, and then cancer is loaded on top of it, of course you will react differently. I cannot explain why some people lose weight and others add. I don't know. There must be some scientific explanation for it. But yes.
And looking back, since being cancer-free, like, how has your life actually changed in terms of perception, having gone through that journey and health-wise?
Okay, it leaves you with, your body is never ever the same. Let me put it that way. The strain, and very few people know that cancer has breast cancer itself has different strains. It's not just plain breast cancer. So the strain that I have is hormone related. So the repercussions, the changes are in line with the strain. So there are others who just have, there's another strain which is not hormone related. They will react differently. Their medication stops the minute they finish their radiotherapy. Whereas if your cancer is hormone related, you still have 5 years at least of further medication so that the cancer doesn't come back, which is what I'm going through right now. So then the medicine that you take for this 5 years affects your skeletal muscle. So, you know, there are those challenges. You have to have a bone density injection every 6 months. You have to take tablets. The one tablet, plus zinc, calcium, so that your bones don't degenerate completely. Okay. Your fillings fall off, your teeth fall off. And then you go to the dentist and they're like, you have to get a note from your oncologist for your tooth
to be replaced. Having gone through all that, what advice would you give to someone who has been diagnosed with cancer today?
Be positive. Think positive. Put your mind to the fact that you can and will get well. It will help you. Look for people who are in the same space, who will help you walk through the journey. It is not as intimidating as it is put out there. Stay away from negative people. People who will discourage you, people who will tell you, oh, my sister died of the same disease. Oh, where will you get the money? One of my people said that. I don't think enough money will be raised for Mary's treatment. The target was surpassed.
Mary, do you think there's enough awareness and resources for cancer in this country today?
Not enough awareness. Absolutely not enough awareness. We need to do a lot more. Cancer is not a death sentence. We shouldn't see it as a death sentence. If someone is diagnosed with cancer, please don't cry. They're not going to die. Unless, they're on the bed and that is it. But if I come and I tell you, I have stage 2, don't cry. You discourage, you diminish the person's ability to cope with the disease. But what we need to do then is to educate people. First of all, have regular tests. Go for examinations. Do your own personal examinations. I found the growth because I do my own personal examinations. Just lift your hand over your head and then, self-examine in a circular motion. Your breast, lift the other hand and do the other side. It helps. Once you identify if there's a lump, go and have it checked. Not all lumps are cancerous, so people shouldn't panic. If you find a lump, don't imagine that this is it, this is the end of your journey, you're going to die. No. But we need to do a lot more, not waiting until you're actually physically ill to go and see a doctor. And employers, our Indian the Asian community have a lot of resources that they share for free. Awareness, health checks. Take advantage. Send your people. Have them come over to your place of work. Have your people checked. It's cheaper for you as an employer to have the diagnosis done early in terms of managing your human resource than it is to wait until someone is actually physically ill and then they start the process of treatment. So I would encourage everybody, employer, employee, get these things done. There are people who are doing these things for free. Why aren't we taking advantage? Be nice to anyone that you hear is diagnosed with cancer. There's a story I heard of students who are making fun of their colleague because she had lost her hair. That's not nice. The body changes a lot. So if you are in a space with someone who has it, help them. If you're in school, carry their books for them. If you're at work, just extend a kind hand. It really helps the person feel the burden is lessened don't feel woye. Yeah, don't feel woye because you're not helping then. You're making the person feel sad. But just extend a helping hand to whoever it is.
Thank you so much for sharing your story with us for the Cancer Month. Asante.